Hi there, Chris here. More old American Lockwood stuff. This is the last one that I pinned up with this cool key I found in video, I don't know, 162.3, something like that. Anyway, Shula L, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Wanted to look at the driver pins, the bevel on there, and I'm thinking maybe he meant the key pins, because those are the ones with the bevel. Anyway, when I got these other ones, also got this Lockwood, and it didn't have a key, but I had a key, and I'm going to see if I can get that pinned up. And it's quicker for me anyway to shim these open than it is to pick them. So I've just shimmed this open, and I should show that sometime. And all I do is I put a shim in the back, and usually I very rarely use a vise, but usually I use a vise for that because I can control better. But you start the shim and you go all the way in the back, and you manipulate the pin up, and you can feel this when you've got it right. When you hit the shear line, the shim with just easy pressure will slide in, and you keep going. Usually I can shim them all the way to the front and they open. Sometimes maybe you can't get the first two pins in the front here. Well, you can then take, and just like you would regularly pick it, you put in your little wrench and then go ahead and pick those two front ones, and you get your turn and push your pin in or your shim in, and you're good to go. So I will show that sometime. But anyway, I'm going to open this up and we'll look at the key pins and driver pins and bevels and all that kind of stuff. Because these are larger cores and they're even bigger than, I believe, the Corbin cores, this follower, this Sparrow standard follower doesn't fit. You can go to the hardware store and find a dowel maybe that's this size, or a big drill bit, or whatever. I do a lot of times, like I showed this before, is I'll just tape a piece of wiper insert on here for the run through. It makes it a little bit thicker, and that makes it easier to handle. So I just come around, actually I do it this way. See if I can keep this on camera. I usually keep the tape out of the core part, the core portion of this. Boy, this is hard to do. Actually, it's not hard to do. I'm just fumbling. So anyway, I just stick this on here for the ride through. The other thing I found that these wiper inserts are good. Say you have an ASA Twin V snowman, and somehow you've lost the little cover cap. Well, you can just take and slide this in and use it for a cover cap, a little piece of this wiper insert. Now this is a wider wiper insert, but it fits in there quite nicely, and if you put a little bit of bend in it, either up or down, actually up would be better so it wouldn't snag the springs as much, it's going to stay in there. So you could fix your snowman with that. Anyway, another tip, wiper blade tip. So I'm going to push this out and see what we have in here. He said. Actually, this shim is too tight in here now. Oh, I'm me get my new pliers here. And because the core is turned, I can pull that out. And I should be able to do this. Oh, wait a minute. Huh, I may not have to use the wiper insert. This may be smaller, it is smaller than these cloverleaf ones. Okay, well, we just learned something new. These script Lockwoods cores are smaller than these cloverleaf Lockwood cores, so I don't need that to ride through there. Yeah, this fits fine. So this is the key I want to use for this. And it doesn't, there's only one pin matches. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll rotate these around and see what the best matches are, and then I would probably just fill with a pinning kit. Or I may go and get some more of these cylinders at the house salvage place. They are very expensive. They're 35 bucks US, so that's a lot of money for one cylinder, and they're 45 with a key. But I may see what they have. I know they have more. So Shula L wanted to see the bevels. So if I can move the cat. She's on my tools here. There you go. And get my tweezers. Here is a good example of that bevel. And I'll move this around. That's the bevel that's on these. And that's very close to what the bevels in the Lockwood locks. And here's another one. That one isn't so pronounced. That one looks like it's been smashed down from being used and used and used. So I hope that answers the question. You could just barely see that little bevel. Come on, focus here. There we go, I think. So it might be a little less pronounced. So this one. Then what's on the whoa, focus. What's on the Australian ones? Let me find a regular pin, because I think he wanted to see that. And I'm gonna try and hold these together. Why aren't we focusing? There we go. Sorry, guys. All right. I know I can do this. So this is these are just like a refill pins that I bought on eBay. You can get a set of 0 through 9. And if we look, you can definitely see, oh, I need 4 hands here. Hold on. Oh, you can definitely see, he said. Yeah. Where is it? Is that the one? Let's just throw this in here. Hopefully it doesn't sink too deep. Yeah, there you go. That's really sharp. It's hard to tell. Let's raise this one up. It's this one, the new one, the modern one is sharp and somewhat domed. These are flat and they have a little relief there. It's hard to see even this close. So when I do this, say I was going to use this pin right here, the first thing I would do is pick a slightly taller pin than I need, and then I would flatten it because it is hard to see, but it is slightly domed. First I would flatten it, and then I would put that little bevel on it so that I would get a pin that picks as close to the original as I can. So anyway, I think that covers it. I'm not going to go through the whole pinning process because we're already kind of long in the video. But there you go. I hope that answers some questions, and it was interesting that this one fits. This regular follower fits. The script old Lockwood, American Lockwood, but the cloverleaf Lockwood is a lot bigger. And that's where you want to tape your little tension wrench on there to make it a little taller or wider for the ride through. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope I'm not boring everybody with too much, Lockwood stuff. Hit the like, please leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.